Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm sorry I lost you. They're saying that I have a bad connection, but it doesn't show that I have a bad connection on my Wi-Fi. Anyhow, I wanted to share with you my filmmaking experience and how I worked my way to become an award-winning producer, director, writer. And it's really an interesting story um, that I haven't told a lot of people, but I'm going to share it with you. Hey, Robert Rainey, what's up, brother? Robert, Jim Thomas, what's up, Jim? Oh my, these are my brothers out here, man. They're all coming. Charlie Shelton, dang. Hey, aren't you guys supposed to be in bed by now, or what's going on? Hey, John, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? I'm gonna tell you. I'm here to tell you guys a story. Well, the aspiring filmmakers. Hey, Ray, what's up, buddy? Um, and if I miss you guys, man, I want to shout out to everybody. What's up, Mr. Ronnie Island? These are you guys are all my brothers in crime, man. That's right. Hey, Ray, what's up, brother? Kevin, what's up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Man, you guys are coming out in force. What's up, man? Aren't you, you guys? Some of you guys should be in bed by now. But I wanted to tell you, hey, what's up? What's up, brother? Yeah, it's going all right, man. I made a promise that I was gonna share with some aspiring filmmakers, the aspect of getting into the film business. Yeah, well, thank you, Jim. You guys inspire me. That's what's up. Hey, Joseph, what's up, man? Mr. Blackwell, you guys are awesome. Yeah, Ronnie, you're my brother from another mother. We go way back. Hey, Wayne, what's up, man? What's up, Wayne? Oh, you guys, look at you guys coming out in force, man. Amador, what's up? Hey, Farouk. Farouk, I used to work with Farouk at Atari Games back in the early 90s. How's that for you, man? Yeah, I used to be a producer at Atari Games way back in the day. Anyway, Casey McFarland, Senior Grandmaster, Pete Morales' Grandmaster student. Igor, how you doing, Igor? Brother, what's up, man? Hey, Igor. Igor's from Russia, guys. He's a good buddy of mine from Russia. Paula, how are you? Aloha. Joseph. What's up, Joseph? Joseph, you got Wayne, man. What's up, Wayne? So anyway, um, oh, well, thanks, Jim. It's just, you collect stuff after all these years, you just get a bunch of stuff back there, and it is what it is. You collect stuff. But I'm going to get on to the story, okay? And I'm going to shout out at you guys at the same time. Umberto, what's up? This all had to do with one day I was with Eric Lee. We had just finished Uncommon Valor 1983. Felix, brother. So the following year, we knew they were shooting Rambo II in Acapulco. And Eric was going out to do a seminar in Mexico City. And he asked me, he said, hey, you want to come with me to do this? I'm going to do a seminar. I said, sure. So we flew out to Mexico City, come to find out that his seminar wasn't going to be until the following week. So we had a week to kill. So Eric Lee says, hey, man, let's fly over to Acapulco and see if we could hustle a job on Rambo 2. So we hopped the flight over to Acapulco, and we beautiful there. But Acapulco back in the day was extremely gorgeous, and I hear it's not a place to go to nowadays. Unfortunately, they say it's turned really bad. But back then, it was absolutely gorgeous. And I always remembered Acapulco from the Elvis Presley Fun in Acapulco, something like that, But anyway, we got to Acapulco, and I went to hustle this job. And it was Sylvester Stallone. My God, I mean, who wouldn't want to work on Rambo 2? So here I am in Acapulco. We meet with the stunt coordinator. They said, hey, yeah, we could use you guys, but recently a storm came and blew down the sets and everything, and a bus of children, a school bus kind of went off the side of the cliff. It was really bad. One of the worst storms they had that year, 1984. And he says, I tell you what, if you guys could hang around, once they put the sets back up and everything, we could use you. And they said you could stay at the hotel. We'll give you the rate as a five-star hotel, the Acapulco Plaza, five-star hotel. We got to stay there for like $23 a night. Yes, $23 a night. Happy Thanksgiving, James. So anyhow, I stayed there, and the sets weren't coming up fast enough, and I'm trying to hustle this job still. Hey, Robin, what's up? And here we are. Hey, Jimmy, what's up, man? Just telling the story on how I got on Rambo 2. The stunt coordinator said, it's going to be a while. If you want to hang out, you could continue to hang out. And so I went down to the set, and they were filming interiors. And I'm standing by the door where they were filming, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, Stallone comes walking out the door in his Rambo outfit. And, man, he was bigger than life, man. I looked at him, I was like, whoa. And he looked at me, and he nodded at me like that, and I nodded back to him. So he acknowledged me, and I said, oh, my God, 1984, Stallone, Rambo just acknowledged me, and I was like, wow. I was on cloud nine. And so what happened after that was I'm still waiting to see whether or not they could finish up the exterior sets to where I could get on. And I was just up through the hotel, and up on higher levels, I noticed that they were, the editor was editing the movie on the 5th floor, I think it was, to be exact. And his name was Richard Halsey. And Richard Halsey, hey, Keith Rosary, what's up, Keith? Keith was what was that? You were working on, you were doubling what's his name in Rocky IV. Keith Rosary. Hey, so anyhow, here I am. I meet Richard Halsey, who won the Academy Award for editing Rocky I. Okay. And he says, hey, what are you working on the project? I said, no, I'm trying to work on the project, trying to get on. And I happen to have my portfolio with me. So I showed him my photographs, and Richard says, oh my God, he goes, why don't you show this to Sly? Sly would love to hire you. I know he would, right on the spot. And I said, well, shoot, I mean, how do you get the Sly? He had always had like about 3 or 4 bodyguards around him. I kid you not. In his heyday, he had 3 to 4 bodyguards around him. And so what happened was, yeah, Pun Collection, Joe Pun. Man, I love your shirts, brother. I love your shirts. I don't have it on now, but I do love your shirts. Thank you. So he says, well, listen, I'm going to take a cab over to the set, and I need to go talk to him. He says, if you want, you could ride with me over on the cab, and I'll introduce you to him. And I thought, well, sure, why not? Let's go. I wasn't doing anything. I was just waiting for the stunt coordinator. Miss Garcia, what's up, girl? Oh, you guys are great, man. So we go down to the set, and he says, wait right here. I'll be right back. And he goes down the ways, and I see a big old motorhome over there where Sly was, I think he was having lunch at that time. He was having lunch at that time. So I'm waiting around, and God, it took forever. And then I'm by the door where they were filming the interiors, and all of a sudden, out comes George Cosmatos. George Cosmatos was the director, and he was the director to the movie Tombstone as well. I'm sure you guys heard of Tombstone. So what happens is that I'm talking to George Cosmatos, and I show him some of my photographs, and he says, oh my God, the kicking and all this stuff, and he's like, these are great. He goes, God, we could maybe use some of this. And here comes the stunt coordinator who had told me to hang tight, right? So George says to him, hey, could we use some of this stuff right here? Hey, Peter Kwan. Peter, what's up? Dennis, what's up, Dennis? Man, I love these guys, man. You guys are awesome, man. So anyhow, I'm over here, George Cosmatos showing the stunt coordinator my portfolio. And he says, yeah, he goes, this movie's moving really fast. I don't know if we could use any of this, hop, chop, suey type of stuff, martial arts stuff, And so the stunt coordinator said, well, listen, why don't you go ahead and leave your information at the office, and I'll call for you. Hey, Dennis, what's up, buddy? And then I said to him, I said to myself, I said, oh, God, if I do that, they're liable not to call me. And I just thought, well, God, I didn't see Richard. He was still in the motorhome, and I thought, I was waiting. It must have been about a half hour gone by, and I thought, gosh, this is never going to happen, and I might as well just go and leave my stuff at the office and hope that they call me, right? And here I am in Acapulco already. So what happened was I turned around and I started walking away, and all of a sudden I heard my name, Harry, Harry, and I turned around, and it's Richard Halsey calling me, and he says, come here, come here. So I turned around and I boogied over there, and he knocks on the motorhome door. Stallone opens up the door, and Richard said, this is the guy I was telling you about. And Stallone looked at me, and he says, hey, come on in. So I go into his motorhome, and I swear to you, hey, Nelson Gomez, man, my old buddies, man. Look at you, Prakash, what's up, man? So I go into his motorhome, and I swear to you, I wasn't in his motorhome for no more than 5 minutes, and he hired me right on the spot. He looked at these photographs, and he says, I want you to double some kicks for me, you know. My poor imitation of Sly, but he wanted me to double kicks for him. That's originally what my purpose was. We sat in there for about an hour, one-on-one, while he was eating lunch. And let me tell you what his lunch was. He was eating a dry piece of chicken breast because he was so lean and so ripped during that time. You know, I mean, it was, yeah, Nelson, it's been a long time, brother, a long time. I'll see you. I hope to see you sometime, man. We got to connect. So he's eating his chicken breast. We're talking about everything and anything. And something that he said to me that I want to share with you that really helped me get through some of these hard times in my career. We talked about all these different mutual friends that we knew and everything, and he was telling me how when he was doing Rocky I, you know, and there was the boxing coordinator there. Hey, Dennis, what's up, brother? Richard, what's up? Dennis, Richard, what's up? So the boxing coordinator was showing him how to box in the ring, right? And Sly was saying, no, that's not how I want to do it. That's not how it works, you know? And Sly, the guy kept on telling him, no, you got to do this. And Sly says, no, I don't have to do this, you know? And he said, you know, I just hate people trying to tell me something, you know, that I know is wrong and I know I'm right. And they just think they just know too much. They know too much, you know? So what he told me this. Now, you guys got to listen to it. Hey, Garrick, what's up? Garrick, brother Garrick, what's up? Sly tells me, he says, remember this. I want you to remember this. He says, do what you feel because what you feel comes from your heart. And he says, and if anybody ever tells you any difference, you tell them to go F themselves. And I was like, wow. Stallone just told me to do what I feel because what I feel comes from my heart. And if anybody ever tells me any different, to tell them to go F themselves. I was like, man, to me, those were like words coming from above, you know? So anyhow, I went on, the door opens up, and guess who it was? It was the director, George Cosmatos. And man, he looked at me, he gave me this dirty old look, like, I just thought I told you to go leave your information at the office and we'll call you. And he gave me the dirtiest look, like, what the hell am I doing in here with Stallone? And, hey, Bob, what's up, brother? Bob Gomez is up with us. What's up, brother Bob? And right away, Sly looks at him and says, oh, I want to use him. I want him to double some kicks for me. And the director, George Cosmatos, was like, oh, yeah. I saw his, really good stuff, huh? Really good stuff. And you know he was just kissing ass. He was just the biggest kiss ass as far as I was concerned. Hey, Dennis, what's up? Dennis Jenkins, what's up, man? So anyhow, I told Sly, I said, oh, well, Sly, you know, they told me to come back. You know, how are we going to do this? I mean, Sly said, oh, don't worry about it. I'll go let the stunt coordinator know that he's going to put me on right away. So anyhow, aloha, brother, Bob. So anyhow, we go find the stunt coordinator, right? And he tells the stunt coordinator, he says, I want to use this guy. I want him to double some kicks for me. And the stunt coordinator says, hey, Sly, he says, This movie moves real fast, you know, but if you want to use them, this is your call. And here we got over here, people started kind of like starting to watch, you know, a little bit of a commotion because the technical advisor who supposedly had 40 recorded kills, you know, in Nam, and which we found out later he was bullshit and he was a big liar. He says, he comes up and he goes, what are you guys talking about? He goes, you can't use that crap in actual combat. And Sly's like, he says, bullshit. He says, bullshit, it's effective. I know it's effective. He goes, no, it's not. He goes, if I come charging at you like this, and the technical advisor lunged towards Sly. Sly took a half step back and kicked him in the gut. Diamond Farnsworth, who is a big-time a stunt guy and became a stunt coordinator, his father was the Gray Fox, Richard Farnsworth, right? He's standing over there and watching this, and some other stunt guys were watching this, and I'm like, oh shit! And I tell Sly, I said, listen, Sly, I don't want to cause any problem. Hey, Paula, what's up, sweetie? What's up, Paula? I told Sly, I said, hey, I don't want to cause any problems. I just assume leave. And Sly goes like this. He goes, no, this is my gig. And I was like, oh shit. Oh, man. And I walked over, and Diamond Farnsworth's looking at me. He's nodding his head. Hey, Crystal, sweetheart. Crystal Santos. You know I adore you, Crystal. Has anyone met Crystal Santos? I'm sure some of you guys have. She is just an absolute beautiful doll. Huh, Crystal? I know you're turning red right now, right? Anyhow, so Richard Farnsworth looks at me, and he says, Harry, he says, you don't know whose toes you're stepping on. And there's all these movies in the future that you could be doing, and you're stepping on some heavy toes right now. Hey, Tony, Levine, oh my God, all these guys I've known since childhood. What's up, Tony? What's up, brother? So anyhow, I told Diamond Farnsworth, I told him, I said, listen, I told Sly I just assumed leave, and Sly told me no. And so anyhow, that's how I got onto Rambo II. It was a big mess, but I was on. I never got to double the kicks because of the political stuff, but I did take as a lot of you guys know, I did take the Stallone shot me in the head with an arrow and pinned me to a tree, which was an actual very interesting a stunt, the way they rigged it and everything, because the arrow actually did slide up on a wire and stick into my cap. And right behind my cap, there was some cork. And at the tip of the arrow, there was, hey, Frankie T. What's up, Frankie T? At the tip of the arrow, what they did was they put these 3 little needles at the tip of the arrow. They cut an arrow in half, and they had piano wire that was hooked to behind my cap with some cork in front of it. And the piano wire was pulled tight on the other side, someone holding it, pulling it tight, and they slid this arrow on the wire, right? And they had these little needles at the tip of the arrow, so when it hit my cap, the needle stuck into the cork, and I just went with the motion. So it actually looked like a needle went into my head. Anyhow, the reason why I'm telling this story is because it's a precursor to what happens next, why I started producing. Frankie. Hey, Frank, I know Oscar loves me, man. That's my bro. Oscar Tenadora. Yeah. Ray Lum guys, Ray Lum is the Chinese Harry Houdini. Ray Lum, if you ever go to Las Vegas, man, you got to remember that name, Ray Lum. Ray Lum is the man. He creates all the magical stuff that you see that these magicians do. He has a shop that creates all these different machines and whatever they use, all that trick stuff, and it's highly top secret. That's Ray Lum. Ray Lum owns that company. Love you, Ray. It's been a long time. Anyhow, I don't mean to be so long-winded. If you're still here with me, I'm just going to go on to the next version of this. So after Rambo II, I had an opportunity to audition for Karate Kid 2. By the way, I made friends with all the guys because a lot of guys on Rambo 2 had worked on Uncommon Valor the year before. and we all became friends, right? And but you know, they knew they weren't. Some of them weren't really happy the way I got on to that show because Sly hired me personally. I didn't go through production. I didn't go through the stunt coordinator. You know, I didn't go through. I just Sly hired me. You know, so anyhow, what happened after that? I had an audition. I was on a roll. I had an audition for Karate Kid 2 at Warner Brothers. So I was living in Milpitas. I drove from Milpitas to Los Angeles to make this audition. I walk in there and audition, and lo and behold, I'm auditioning against Dustin Nguyen. And if you guys don't know who Dustin Nguyen is, Dustin Nguyen was the original Asian guy on 21 Jump Street, the television series, right? So, so I'm auditioning opposite of him, and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, I don't have a chance in hell. Because Dustin, you know, I mean, he was 21 Jump Street, you know. So we auditioned opposite of one another, and lo and behold, the secretary, Susan, I remember her name, Susan, for a very specific reason. Hey, Philip Clark, what's up, brother? Philip Clark. Oh, and there's Henry Chu. You guys are, man, you guys should be in bed, man, or maybe I should be in bed. Garrick, yeah, Karate Kid 2. I auditioned for Karate Kid 2. Let me finish telling the story, because this is going to blow your mind. And this is why I'm telling you this story, because it's going to blow your mind. Anyhow, I auditioned. I get the part for Karate Kid 2, and it was an acting role, okay? I go over, Suzanne introduces me to Jerry Weintraub. I mean, Jerry Weintraub. I mean, this guy, Ocean's 11. I mean, this, come on, you know. So I meet him, I shake his hand, he says, welcome aboard, you know. And then the secretary, Susan tells me, be packed and ready to go to Hawaii tomorrow. I'm like, I just drove up from Milpitas for a day to audition. I wasn't planning on going to Hawaii for how many weeks, you know? I didn't have no clothes with me or nothing. And she says, don't worry about it. Just buy what you need while you're there. And I said, fine. So here I am. Emily, my sweetheart, Emily. Hey, Emily, you better give your husband a big hug for me, okay? Tell him I love that guy. Tell him how much I love him, okay? DT Silvers, what's up, man? What's up, you guys? I'm trying to tell this story, man, and I want to shout out to you guys because you guys are awesome. I wouldn't be on here if it wasn't for you guys. I wouldn't even be talking. And my wife thinks I'm crazy because she probably thinks I'm talking to myself, right? Hey, sweetheart, Emily, you're awesome, girl. What's up, brother? DT, what's up? I'm just trying to tell this story about how I got into producing. So anyhow, as I'm walking out their office, you could imagine, I just got casted for Karate Kid 2. I am on cloud 9. Sherry Lynn, what's up, girl? Sherry Lynn, Dana, oh my God, you guys are coming out in force. Dana, love you, girl. Where are you at, sweetheart? Oh, brother, Ron Van Cleef, are you serious? Ron Van Cleef, oh my God, man, the famous Ron Van Cleef. Ron Van Cleef, man, I love you, brother. I love you, man. You're my idol, bro. You're my idol. Peter Chan, line dance, man. Peter Chan is going to be performing line dance at on December 1st at the Warriors game. Yeah, their team is going to be doing the line dance at the Warriors game. Aloha, brother Ron. Love you, man. I know. Tony, I am crazy. I'm a fool. I'm a crazy fool, man. But I'm trying to tell the story. You guys are like saying, okay, so I'm going to move on, okay? I'm going to move on. So I'm walking out the door, right? What's up, my brother? I know. I'm just telling a story about how I became a producer when I transitioned from doing stunts to a producer. So anyhow, I walk out the door, and who do I see coming walking towards me? I'm only going, there's two people. I'm only going to name one of them. And that one person that I'm naming was not the one that caused me any issues. It was the other person, but I don't want to name any names right now. So there were two people walking towards me. One was Pat Johnson. He's choreographed all the Karate Kid movies, and also he was in Enter the Dragon. He was in the scene when John Saxon was golfing, and these three thugs came up and was trying to collect money for him, and he fights. John Saxon kicks all three of their ass. Hey, Wendy, what's up, girl? Wendy, we're in the same city, man, and I hardly ever see you. What's up, girl? So what happens is that Pat Johnson's walking up, and this other person, who I'm not going to name, was walking up, and that other person knows me because I worked with them on Uncommon Valor and Rambo II. And he looks at me and he says, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I said, "I just auditioned for Karate Kid 2 and I got the part." And he was like this, "Huh, oh, well, okay." And I'm like, that was strange, you know. The guy didn't congratulate me or anything like that. "Thanks, Peter. Thank you, brother." So he didn't congratulate me. You know, "Yeah, man, Tika, yo. Oh, shoot, you fought in the BJJ turn. Ron, yesterday? What, at 73, what happened, man? You went, what? How'd you do, man? Ron Van Cleef just at 73 just fought in a BJJ tournament yesterday. He's still fighting. Man, brother, you a fighting fool, man. Dang, I ain't gonna mess with you. You're gonna be one of those old guys I see on YouTube all the time that beating up youngsters that trying to pick on. They may be messing with the wrong person if they mess with you." Oh, okay. So anyhow, I'll finish up the story here real quick. So after he did that, I walked away and I thought, well, that was kind of strange. I go get on the phone, man. I call home. I tell him, "Hey, I'm not coming home. I'm going straight to Hawaii, blah, 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 blah." And then back then I had pagers. Remember we had pagers back then? We didn't have cell phones or anything back then. It was like mid 80s, right? So what happened is I get paged and I call that number back. And what? Oh, it was your fourth BJJ tournament? Man, Ron, you crazy. Ron Van Cleef, gentlemen, there's fourth tournament at 73. That is awesome. Justin, what's up, man? What's up, Justin? Yeah, pagers. Remember that? There was no cell phones back in the day, bro. So I get a page and I call back. It was about 2 hours later. And what happened was it was the secretary calling me, telling me that, "Oh, we're sorry to have to tell you that the director who's in Hawaii right now already had hired somebody else and we didn't know it." Okay? I'm like, oh my God. And my whole world came tumbling down on me. I felt that wasn't really the reason, you know. "Hey, Richard Oxford, what's up, brother? How are you, man?" It wasn't really what happened. It really wasn't what happened. I know what happened because I found out. I had a hint that the person that saw me walking out as he was walking in kind of dogged me. And it wasn't until years and years later that was confirmed, because the same lady that I auditioned with, right, Susan, my old dear colleague Kim Lee, who is like the grandmaster guru of Pilates. Hey, Susie, what's up, Susie? You're awesome. Yeah, wow is right? And that is messed up, bro. What happened was Susie, I told Kim Lee about it because he was training Susie. And he said, "I'm training Jerry Weintraub's secretary." And they were actually more than secretaries, okay? Just between you and I, okay? And I said, "Oh, okay." So I told him about the story. So what he did was he told, "Hey, Rick, what's up, man? Rick Bear, Aaron Lewis, what's up, brother? Man, you guys are nuts, man. What are you guys doing up at this time of the night?" So what happened was he mentioned it to her, and she said this. She goes, "Oh, yeah, I remember that. I felt so bad." Right? I felt so bad because that's exact. She confirmed that I did get dogged by this specific person. So here's the kicker of the story, guys. I was really depressed. I was hurt because, I just came off of Rambo II. I thought my career was going to go blasting away, and as far as being an actor, stuntman. And hey, Maria. Oh, Maria, how you doing, sweetheart? Maria's coming, touching base from Singapore. How's life in Singapore, sweetheart? So anyway, it's only 9:45. You know what? Yeah, that's right. That's not too late, Aaron. I know. I'm thinking you guys are like some of you guys are East Coast. But then Ron Van Cleef, you're in Hawaii, so you like, man, this early for you, okay? So I thought to myself, I was so bummed out. I was so depressed, man. I was so upset that I thought and I thought and I thought and I thought, what can I do to never, ever, ever allow this to happen again? And I said to myself, well, I'm just going to have to be the boss. So right after that incident happened, I joined forces with, hi, Maria, sweetheart, you're awesome. Oh, yeah, everyone's doing well, sweetheart. And I partnered up with James Hong, and that's when we I produced my first feature film that we successfully sold to New World Pictures. The movie, we did that movie. I went out, what I did was, James and I got together. We originally I was trying to help James produce his movie. He had a movie called Sandy's Bag Foo. And you like, what the heck is Sandy's Bag Foo? Sandy's Bag Foo is about a woman bag lady that was a kung fu expert, and how she helped this young girl that was getting bullied. Hey, Dana. Oh, no, I'm not smart, man. I just had to follow my heart, just like Stallone told me, do what you feel, because what you feel comes from your heart, right? And that's why I wanted to tell you that story. I remembered that, and I had to go move forward that way. Thanks, Jim. I am not the boss, but I'm the boss now. You're my boss. How's that? Okay, because you guys are there. Because if you guys weren't there, I'd be talking to myself, and that would really be funny, man. This is for you guys, man. I love you guys, all you guys. So anyhow, we went to go raise money for his movie, because I told him I was confident that I could raise that money in San Jose area, Northern California, and the budget was a little over $700,000. So that means what I did was I structured a corporation, started a limited partnership, and we made each unit to raise 700 something thousand. Each unit was $20,000, right? So we had to sell X amount of units. So we went out to the first investor, and the first investor that we went out to, boom, picked up 2 units. That's like 40 grand. And James and I were like, whoa, we're on our way. We are on our way. Right after that, we couldn't raise 1 red cent after that. Come to find out that there wasn't a lot of people that had 20 grand to spare, So we had to return that 40,000, and everything does happen for a reason, brother. Thank you, man. You're right. Everything does happen for a reason. And so what happened was, James says, well, God, if this is all San Jose has to offer, I just assume go back to Los Angeles and work as an actor, because I do pretty good. And I'm thinking to myself, dang, man, but I just found somebody, got to pull in my buddy. He invested 14 grand into starting a corporation and structuring a limited partnership. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to get his money back to him? So I had to think fast. I had to think fast. And I thought, okay, what do we do? So I thought, you know what? Let's do a low-budget horror movie. Now, remember, I'm thinking this to myself, okay? Okay, but what is that story going to be? So I'm thinking, and oh, I got an idea. So I come up with this low-budget horror story, and I'm thinking, well, low budget, what is the budget going to be? And I'm working ass backwards, okay, because you determine the budget from the script when you break down the script. Well, I didn't even have a script. So I thought, well, let me just figure out what the costs are going to be, and I'll work it out later. And I came up with the number of $280,000. $280,000. So I call up James, and I said, James, I got an idea. I know how we're going to pull this off. And he says, what's that? He says, we're going to do a low-budget horror movie. And he says, well, okay. He says, well, what's the story going to be? And I pitch him the story, and he goes, okay, not bad. And he says, well, how much? And I tell him we're going to do it for $280,000. He asked me, well, how are you going to do it for $208,000? How do you even know what it's going to cost? We don't even have a script. I said, James, you got to work with what you have, and we're going to work ass backwards. I told him, and he said, well, okay. So we wrote the script. We restructured the limited partnership for $5,000 per unit instead of 20, right? Man, we sold that 280,000 out like boom, like that. And we had more people throwing money at us to get us, to give us more money. And but we couldn't take them anymore. And I told James, I said, well, you know what, James, we could take that money and up the budget. And then James says, well, you know what that means, don't you? I said, what's that? He goes, if you do that, we're going to have to talk to the investors and it's going to dilute their shares. And I said, oh, that's right. And he says, well, no, let's just do it for what we said we're going to do it for. So we had to turn down money at that point. So that was, that's when I produced my first feature film entitled The Vineyard, which was just purchased by New World Pictures and sold all over the world. And all my investors made money. What the fun thing about it was when we were done with the movie, we're editing, we became what do you call we were SAG. So whenever you're SAG, right, from Screen Actors Guild hiring screen actor union actors, you get into the trades, right? It all gets published into the trades. Hollywood Reporter, all the Variety, and being by love stories, but it works, right? Jim, you're cracking me up, man, Jim. So anyhow, New World got a hold of us and said, hey, we're interested in your film. We'd like to send out a representative to screen it. So remember, they're in LA. We're editing in Berkeley at Sal Zantz. Sal Zantz was the gentleman that produced One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Mosquito Coast, won a bunch of Academy Awards, and he made his money from, if you guys go back into the day, remember Fantasy Records, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Sal Zantz was the owner of Fantasy. So that's where he made all his money and then started the film industry, in the film industry. And we're editing there, and the guy came to screen our film, and we forewarned him. We said, listen, all we have is dialogue. We don't have no sound design, no sound effects, no music score, just, and he says, oh, don't worry about it. I'll see past that. So he goes and screens the movie, right? And he comes out and he goes, wow, he goes, you guys, I really like the film. I really like that film. It had a little bit of everything. It was like horror, it was campy, it had action in it. He goes, I really like that. He goes, what did you guys spend on that? About 1.2 million? James and I looked at each other. Yeah, right around 1.2 million. Yeah, exactly. And all our investors made money knowing that we only spent 280,000 on it. So anyhow, that's how that happened. And it was all because this one person dogged me, and I made a decision that I wasn't going to let that take away my life. I just felt like, I was down in the dump, man. I was ready to go to Hawaii, man. Had that part, and I could have, no telling where I would have been as an actor, but I know where I am today as a producer. And that was, matter of fact, the gentleman that I'm talking about, that I don't want to bring up any names, he's actually a friend of mine. I know him. Last time I saw him, he gave me a big hug. How you doing? Blah blah blah. And he's he does very well in the industry now. Peter, Peter Kwan, you know who I'm talking about. If I told you, you know exactly who it is. Yeah. So anyhow, so that's where that's how I moved forward since then. And today we're about a couple months away from finishing Animal Crackers, starring John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, Sylvester Stallone, Danny DeVito, Sir Ian McKellen. I'm sure you guys have been following that. So we're getting close with that. I'm working on putting together the funding for the next project, and hopefully we get fortunate enough to get our whole slate done as well. And I'm negotiating with that as well. So it's going to take some time, but I have half a dozen different sources working on it, and it's all good. So anyhow. Thanks, Jim. I'm just trying to tell it like it is, brother. In life, nothing ever goes perfect, and especially in the film industry, man, there's a lot of people out there dogging you, and it's a really tough industry to get into, and you just have to go out there and it's perseverance, get that talent, man, study and train and just be good at what you do, and you get there. And matter of fact, here's a couple. I'm going to tell you a couple little more stories. Hopefully, it'll inspire some of you guys. Right after I got out of, thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. Oh, Animal Crackers is going to be probably coming out. It'll be 2017. It's uncertain now. We did have a date, but that's going to change. So it will be next year in 2017. And thanks for asking. Oh, thank you. What? Oh, thank you. God, man, my eyes are bad. Amado, thank you. So right after I got out of Rambo II, I'm training, right? I used to train at the 24-hour Nautilus, and I decided to go to train at 24 Nautilus a lot further away, further south of me. But I went at midnight. And I'd go train and get all my workout in, and then I'd go into the aerobics room and I'd start working out with my martial arts. And there used to be this young gentleman that was there that used to watch me, and he was just kind of like in awe, And he says, God, I'd love that. And he introduced himself to me, and we were talking. He said, I'd love to do what you're doing. And I said, well, hey, you do any martial arts? And he goes, no. He goes, but I box golden gloves. I said, really? You box golden gloves? And he looks at me and says, I could do something that most people can't do. I said, what's that? He's standing up. He's taller than I am. And he drops straight down flat into the Chinese splits. Balls out, down, rock bottom. I'm like, holy shit. Boy, you need to take that golden gloves and you need to learn how to, do some martial arts, use your legs and everything, and you need to start fighting in full contact, which back then was kickboxing, right? Knuckle dudes. So that's exactly what he did. He went and he started fighting full contact and became the world champion. And that gentleman, his name is Javier Mendez. Javier Mendez owns AKA, which is the American Kickboxing Academy, and he is the gentleman that houses and discovered and trains Cain Vasquez, the world champion UFC fighter. Anyway, so that's another little story. So I try to, as I get inspired, I try to inspire others, and I have also a story with everyone knows Kung Lee as well. After I stopped training at 24-hour Nautilus, and I went to Gold's Gym. And, you train at a place long enough, everybody gets to know you, right? So everyone knows your business. They know what you're doing and everything. And so I'm training at Gold's Gym, and this older gentleman came up to me, and this older gentleman goes, hey, man, there's this young gentleman, man, wants to do what you're doing, and do you mind if I bring him by here and you just talk with them and just give him some tips or just give him some inspiration? I said, sure, not a problem, So he comes in with this young gentleman one day while I was there, and we get to talking and everything. He's a young Asian kid, and he's about 19 then. And we're talking. I said, so you want to be in the film business, huh? And he says, yeah, I really want to be in the film business. So I asked him, I said, do you know any, thanks, DT. I said, do you know any martial arts? And he goes, no, I don't. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, man, you can't go to Hollywood, be Asian, and not know any martial arts, And so I asked him, I said, well, what kind of attributes do you have? He says, well, I'm a 3-time state champion wrestler. I'm like, really? I said, boy, you know what you need to do? You need to start taking martial arts, combine your wrestling, and this was at the infancy of the UFC. I said, and start fighting in the UFC. And he was a young guy then, and he's like, oh, I don't know, man. Those guys are pretty mean, But anyway, that was a good friend, my dear friend Kung Lee. That was Kung Lee, and Kung Lee is doing incredibly well right now. He inspires me. I'm so proud of that guy. I hope that when I get all this funding together, I'd like to use them in some of my films as well. Hey, Paula. Oh, I just tell it from the heart, man. I can't make this stuff up, right? I just got to tell it like it is. Um, and then another friend of mine is some people that if you get inspired, you have all this knowledge. It's your duty to go out there and inspire others. You need to share your knowledge with others, whether it's martial arts, whether it's just living, man, life in general. Hey, Jerry Garza, what's up, buddy? Man, Jerry, I haven't seen some of these guys in ages, man. Back though. I want to talk back. I know, Paula, you can't talk back. I know you guys are like texting back or typing back, but it's all good. And then one other one was Mr. Thomas O, who's the founder and owner of the Tiger Claw Company, asked me if I would spend some time with one of his good Taekwondo customers and his son to talk about the film industry. And yeah, I know, Farouk. It's a Henry. Amen, brother. I love you. I know, Farouk. It's a story in itself. So he said, "Could you meet us for lunch?" And I said, "Sure." So I met them for lunch, and they were asking, what was some of the best ways to get into the film industry. And I told him, I said, well, because he wants to be an actor, and he did some stuff out of San Francisco, but I told him, I said, San Francisco is not where you need to be. You have to move to Los Angeles. And hey, Janet, what's up, girl? Janet just joined us. Man, you guys, I must be boring the shit out of you guys, man. But some of you guys who are interested in the film industry, I'm hoping this gives you some insight, and it's how I did it. And not to say that it will work for you, and that's another story too. I have to tell you about. Someone tried to do exactly what I did on Rambo II, and he tried to do it on Rocky IV and got kicked off the set. And some of you guys know him too. He's a good buddy of mine. So, God, I'm like going on and on and on. And okay, shoot, now I lost my train of thought. Isn't that crazy? What's that? DT. It's big. Mocking is big. The life of Harry Mock. No, it's not the life of me. I'm trying to inspire you as you guys inspire me. So anyhow, I'm talking to this guy and his father. I'm telling him Los Angeles is where you need to be. You need to move to Los Angeles, and you need to be able to function there. Go get your training in. Find yourself an agent, and go to auditions. And you cannot do this while you're having a full-time job during the day. So you're going to have to work at night if you can, or if you're financially set and you don't have to work, you got to give yourself at least a minimum 2 years solid, and you got to put yourself wholeheartedly 110%. Well, anyway, this guy went out there, man, and he's killing it right now. And his name is Will Yun Lee. Will Yun Lee. Handsome man, extremely talented. He's starred in quite a few movies now. I think he has a television series going on, and that was Will. And I was glad to be. I'm not taking credit for any of these guys' success. All I'm doing is telling you that at one point in time in my life, I was able to somehow share my knowledge with them and give them my 2 cents on how to do this. Hey, Dennis. So how would someone like that get into this? Well, it depends on what you want to be, bro. If you want to be an actor, you got to do the same thing. I have another person that I right now, Todd Dunphy, good buddy of mine. You guys know Todd Dunphy. A lot of you guys know Todd. I put Todd in his first movie ever in 1993. Todd Dunphy, we brought him out to Toronto, Canada, and he was in TC 2000 with me. And Todd is a Triple Crown world champion competitor, and I just told him, I just kind of chewed on his ear a little bit. I said, man, you got to cut it out for as much energy and effort you're putting into your going to these tournaments. You need to do that in your training with your acting and pursuing your film career. So you need to put that tournament stuff now kind of behind you because you've done it, you're there, and then follow through with your dreams. Harry, keep talking, man. You have us intrigued. Nelson, man. Nelson, these guys, I haven't seen these guys in ages, man. I love these guys. So, anyhow, so those are some of the things that I did to inspire people. And you guys, by listening to me, yeah, Jim Todd is awesome. You guys listening to me inspire me to share my stories with you, you know? And I am inspired by you guys to share those stories because I sure in the hell would not be sitting here talking into the camera, recording myself, right? Oh, that's crazy. That would be crazy, right? Angie Abad. Oh, Manchia. Oh, Angie, sister. How are you, sister? Oh my God, look at you guys. So I think I have more to talk to you guys about and share with you guys, but I don't want to take up any more time because I'm just noticing right now. Heck, I've been on like forever. When you share, I love to share, man. I love to share with you guys, especially if it's knowledge that could help somebody, right? To achieve their goals. And the one gentleman, he asked, "What can he do?" Well, hey, Vahid, what's up, brother? How are you, man? Good to see you, bro. Um, he says he's 52. He wants to get into the industry, man. You know, you gotta really, you really have to put some time into it. You know, you got to get trained as a, oh, Mariana, oh, how are you, sweetheart? Miss Vasquez, how are you? You have to get that training. You got to, when you're good at what you do and you're confident in what you do, you could go out there and you get work, man, because there's so many shows being done. There's so many films being done. They need actors, but they need actors that are capable. They're capable of performing, giving a really good, thank you, Dana, giving a good, a performance, right? So, and if you have any special skills, talents, that all helps, you know. Right on, DT. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are, fuck. I dropped the F-bomb. You guys, I'm sorry, man. You guys, I just love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are really, really awesome, man. You guys are, hey, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. And I want to say something, okay? I don't celebrate Thanksgiving for what, to me, it's a holiday. But the way I celebrate Thanksgiving is I'm paying tribute to our fellow American Indians, you know, because they're the ones that really, you know, need to be honored during Thanksgiving because of everything that's happened to them within this country. I think it's just terrible, you know. I mean, tribes totally wiped out, and I mean, you know how it was. When I was growing up, we were all growing up to believe that, hey, you know, John Wayne, Cowboys and Indians, you know, and hey, Lisa, what's up, girl? What's up, Lisa? Sweetheart, my dear Lisa, you know, and we always thought the Indians were the bad guys and all that, and you know, gosh, yeah, you guys know, I don't have to say anymore, but anyway, I honor them. So happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Love you guys, man, and I don't want to keep you guys hanging any longer, but I have some other stories I want to tell, but I'll tell it to you guys at another point in time, and give you some more knowledge, okay? Because knowledge is king, right? When you have knowledge, you know, you could go far with it. And I know some of the people that I've had the opportunity to share that knowledge with are doing very well right now. God bless them. I'm very proud of them. I do not take credit for getting them there. All I did was I just give them some inspiration. That's all I did. They did it all on their own, and that's why I'm very proud of them. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me, sticking with me, and peace and love to you too, Farouk. And Farouk, man, we worked at Atari Games. Could you imagine Atari Games? So people tell me, they say, God, what have you done? I said, yeah, I'm an award-winning producer, director, writer. I produced Atari Games, and I was a stuntman actor. And they're like, oh, God, how'd you do all that stuff? And when people ask, well, what did you win awards in? I won my awards in, who's that, Dolores? Hey, girl. Hey, Dolores, what's up? Dennis, oh, man, you guys, DT up. You guys are rolling up, man. You guys are rolling. You guys are rolling up all those. Richard, what's up, man? Oh, Sherry Lynn, baby. girl, what's up? You know, I produced and I directed music videos, and a lot of you guys may or may not know that, but I produced and directed the first ever Jimi Hendrix music video, the song entitled Dolly Dagger. Long after he passed away, of course. It was 1997. I did it for Janie Hendrix, the sister, who currently owns the entire Hendrix library. And I directed the first ever Jimi Hendrix music video, award-winning also. And then I directed a lot of music videos for Master P. If you guys remember that song, and I'm going to share this with you, and then I'm going to go. Remember that song? The 504 Boys, Master P. Wobble, wobble, shake it, drop it, take it. If you guys remember that song, and if you remember that music video, I produced, directed, and wrote that with my partner, Mike Brown. Anyhow, I'm off, man. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix music video, Dolly Dagger. You could Google that; it'll come up. Take a look. You know, you guys. I love you guys. I'm grateful to have you as my friends. Much love, peace, and happiness. Have a fabulous Thanksgiving. I'll be back before then. I might drop and say a few things tomorrow. But I'm gonna. Oh, we're cooking gumbo, man, because my wife's a crazy Cajun. So every year we do this big gumbo thing and turkey and all that, so I want to share that on that day. So you guys, I'm going to run right now. Peace, love you, aloha. All you guys are wonderful. Nelson, Jim, Angie, Henry, all you guys, man. Dana, you guys are the best. Peter Kwong, man, I probably bored you half to death. You probably bumped off, but anyhow, I love you, bro. You guys take care. I'm out, man. Peace out.